Court is calling 2021 CR 4765B, State of Texas versus Christina Wallace. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Andrew Harris Sadelman.
for the defense?
Chanty Shimoda for the defense.
All right. And are you Miss Wallace?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
I have, Judge.
Did you review it with your client?
I've talked to her about the case, yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Miss Wallace, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with
Yes.
your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
That means probation, right?
All right, listen to me carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
The state is recommending your punishment be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is recommending community supervision, which is probation. Do you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you all right, off the record for a moment. You want to check to see what's going on? All right, we'll go back on the record. Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your term of probation be for 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No, Judge.
State, you may be excused. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge. Well, just briefly, we asked the court to follow the plea agreement. She was in an abusive relationship. She went to Oklahoma to get away from that relationship. She maintains that she's been clean for the last several years since she got out of that situation and went away from the person whose drugs was the passengers. And she is looking to try to get her life back on order.
All right. So do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
14, 12.
I'm sorry, what?
15, 14, and 12.
All right. Has Child Protective Services been involved in your life?
No, ma'am. My mom has my children right now.
And how long has she had them?
For the past 5 years.
So when did you start using drugs and what's your drug of choice?
Pills mostly pills and alcohol, but I started using drugs when I was in junior high.
And what were you using?
Like Xanax, Vicodin, and alcohol.
So how did she end up at the Bexar County Jail?
She ended up in Oklahoma, Judge, and she maintains that she wasn't aware of a court date, which issued the warrant, and she got picked up in Oklahoma.
All right, what part of Oklahoma?
Oklahoma City, ma'am. I was with my father.
All right, how far did you go in school?
So I have I'm like 19 credits away from getting my business degree.
Okay. And where did you go to business school?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Where did you go to business school?
Wyndham.
I'm sorry.
I have my credits through Wyndham and I also have my credits through San Antonio College. I'm 19 credits away.
So when did you end up at San Antonio College?
When I was in
What year?
2005. And then I started having children. I stopped going. And then I recently started picking up trying to get my college credits in.
And how did you meet Kevin Miller?
That's the story in itself. Actually, I met Kevin Miller through a friend of mine. I was in an abusive relationship and he was supposed to help me, and it turned out to be worse than the one I was in.
I'm sorry, turn out what?
It turned out to be worse than the one I was in. I was actually in a really abusive relationship. The man I was with had stabbed me, and so a friend of mine actually referred me to go stay with him. He had a nice family. This that, but it wasn't the case at all. Actually, he actually turned out to be more abusive than the last one.
All right, and so were there other things going on with you with your drug use? How were you supporting your habit?
I was working, ma'am.
Doing what?
Quiet, please. I apologize, but
Doing what?
I was working at Michelin Tires,
Doing what at Michelin Tires?
selling tires.
And this friend who recommended you or introduced you to Travis Miller, what's that friend's name?
Stephanie
Stephanie what?
Little.
All right. And is she going to be asked to be transferred to Oklahoma?
I think she's fine with being here for
I'm
now.
okay with being here for now. I want to take a program to have a Haven for Hope.
Okay. All right, court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 3 years in prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. Defensive driving, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be no contact with Kevin Miller or Stephanie Little. And when Esperanza Court interviews you, you need to be 100% honest with them about what you've been doing and how you've been making your money, okay?
Yes, ma'am. What is Esperanza Court?
It is a court that will help you get your life in order
Okay.
if you want to get your life in order.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. And if you need any type of counseling, because I know you said previously you were in a abusive relationship, if you need counseling for that, let probation know, okay? Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
Did
ma'am,
you,
I just want to ask you about drug court.
drug court, they don't have enough funding at this time.
Okay.
Call your congressman, write to your congressman, tell your congressman what a good program it is. And honestly, it saves the taxpayers money when people successfully complete that, because housing people at the jail and at the prison is more expensive than giving somebody treatment and hopefully getting their life back on track. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal
Yes,
with
ma'am.
your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we're off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any issues or a question, let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to this court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you ever think you're going to use, you need to contact your probation officer and let them know. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad